So this is the title screen. User clicks the button in the middle and then the game starts. So they can move left or right with the key buttons, up to jump, hit space bar to use their weapons. Player can hit enter to change their character. Substitute only changes the weapon. The player can use their weapon to defeat enemies and obstacles. And then to get to the next level, they have to collect the orange gem. User can jump to move up to higher platforms. Use their sword to defeat the enemies. The user gets hit with a spike, they lose a life, level resets. User has access to 1-ups in some levels. Use that, they get an extra life. Springs, they launch them high in the air. This level, they need to jump over 2 enemies using the springs. This level, it's a very long level, so it's divided up to 2. Once the user passes the white flag, there's a checkpoint. They die by an enemy, they restart there instead of the beginning of the level. This level, they gotta navigate through blocks without getting hit by the needles, or the blocks with needles on them. And they gotta use the spring to get up there. There's also a 1-up in this level they have access to. Users have to be very precise with their jumps or they'll die or fall down. For this level, the player has to avoid the blocks moving or they'll die. This one also requires really precise jumping to not die. Yeah, it's one of the harder levels because there's really no room for error, or you got to restart the whole level. There's quite a lot of patience involved. You can just run through, or you're going to be dying a lot. As you can see here. User also has to get by an enemy as well. And then for this level, the user has to avoid enemies for 60 seconds in order to get to the final level. So they can move left, right, and up and down, but not in a fixed connection. Then the final level, the boss level, they have to avoid the boss's fireball as well as the column of fire. And once the column goes down, the user has to hit the boss a certain number of times to kill them. So the user kills them, and he grabs the last orange gem, and then the game's over. The name of the game is Greenwald. It stars the main character is Louis. He gets trapped on a distant planet and needs to escape. The main objective of the game is to defeat enemies, advance through levels, collect orange gems throughout the levels, and then to defeat the final boss to beat the game. So genre is a 2D platformer, action 2D platformer. So what went alright? Platform mechanics were implemented successfully. Each character has their own unique attacks, and the boss stage was successfully implemented. Now for what went wrong, there was a gameplay mechanic I tried to execute wanted to have falling platforms for when the player jumps on top, the blocks would fall down. I wasn't quite able to get around to that. I couldn't figure out how to do that one. So what was learned that Game Maker is great for making 2D platformers, but the other hand, the level design is definitely not easy. It does take some time. And what I plan to do for the thing, for the night game, I'm not too sure. Maybe polish it up a little bit, make more levels to it. Maybe put it on Steam or something. I'm not really particularly sure.